we are going to eventually cease to exist as a community. We are talking about 4 funerals and a wedding.
In India, an ancient religion is under threat and its believers are doing everything they can to revive it.
I'm just doing my bit, trying my level best to get somebody within the community, protect the religion that you've been born with.
Whether it's through dating,
I have been looking out for a girl since my birth,
or helping couples to have children. Meeting the one can be tough.
Okay, finding a good Parsi guy, it is very difficult.
I'm sure they're lovely and they're out there, but at that point it was like a needle in a haystack.
But help finding that perfect person is at hand.
You want a Parsi Zoroastrian girl?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to.
Keeping my fingers crossed. Yeah, I hope it works.
So the religion is Zoroastrianism. We follow Prophet Zoroaster. It is good thoughts, good words, good deeds.
XERXES is an ordained Zoroastrian priest along with his son and 7 generations of his family.
So Zoroastrianism is one of the world's oldest religions to worship one single god. We pray in fire temples. Inside, there are sacred flames that must never be put out. The Prophet founded the faith over 3,000 years ago in Persia, which is now Iran. We came to India over a millennia ago, fleeing religious persecution. Legend has it, when the Zoroastrians first arrived, India's ruler gave us a full glass of milk to show his kingdom was full. But our ancestors added sugar to the glass to show we would enrich the land if we were allowed to stay. The king granted us asylum, but only if we promised not to convert others to our faith.
India now has the most Zoroastrians and the community there is wealthy and influential. They're known as Parsis, meaning Persians, and they've kept the promise of no conversions to this day. But that's limited how much the faith can grow, and now India's Parsi population is plummeting. There are fewer than 60,000 believers, that's half as many as in the 1940s.
Hi KAIZAD.
I've been speaking to people in the community to find out what's being done to stop those numbers from falling further. Some hope more Zoroastrian dates and marriages could be the answer. And that's where ZARIN comes in.
I have matched 85 couples so far. Considering that ours is a very small community, I suppose these figures are okay.
For the past 10 years, ZARIN has been working for free, matching Parsi Zoroastrian singles in the hope they will marry and have children.
I was worried about the declining numbers in Parsis. So what I did was I made a database of all the youngsters and I started matching them on email. In this column, I have names, then their addresses, date of birth, then their qualifications, their profession, height, because height also should not be mismatched. And each one gets a list of maybe 200 names or more once in 3 or 4 months.
How are you? Hi. How are you?
Nahid and Dinesh used to be on the list.
Both of you are looking so nice.
I'm very interested to find out how you two met. So tell me a little bit.
So I remember she had this Excel sheet that she would mail all the girls who are on her list, and I met a lot of people, honestly. And I think one of the reasons why Danish and me also bonded is that when we used to chat, it was not romantic at the start, it was just as friends, and a lot of times we ended up cribbing about how difficult it is to find a good Parsi partner.
And that friendship developed into this.
And what do you both say to ZARIN, who has brought you together?
Oh, we are indebted to her for life.
No.
And that's what I always tell Nahid, that keep doing what you're doing. Thank you so much, Zainami.
Thank you. Thank you for your kind words.
ZARIN, how does it feel when you get a successful match like Nahid and Danish?
I told you, I'm on the top of the world.
Hoping for similar success is a new sign-up to ZARIN's list, 25-year-old KAIZAD.
I'm a music composer for movies, Netflix series, games, advertisements. My aim and my dream has always been Hollywood. It's always being on the Oscar stage. I have to get married within the community. That is definitely the norm. It is something that I would want to do for my own self, for my own soul. No, I haven't found the one for myself yet.
In India, Zoroastrianism is passed down the father's line and KAIZAD is an only child, so the continuation of his family's Parsi line depends on him.
Hello, ZARIN.
To help him find love, I've arranged for him to meet ZARIN to tell her what sort of a partner he's looking for.
You know, I do matrimony,
yes,
right? And
yes.
You're looking out for a Parsi girl for yourself.
Yes, always open for that.
So, what do you do?
I'm into music composing for movies.
Oh, wow!
Yeah.
I feel people involved in art are always sensitive and
yes,
and they'll make good husbands.
Yes, I hope.
So, what are you looking for in a girl?
Good question. I don't have a very big checklist, to be very frank.
Wonderful.
But just want someone simple, understanding, who will be flexible at times.
And you want a Parsi Zoroastrian girl?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to.
Keeping my fingers crossed. Yeah, I hope it works.
Yeah, for me as well. I hope so.
In the meantime, I've organised a picnic for him to meet some other young Parsis to talk about the challenges of dating and marriage in their community. Who knows, maybe they'll even hit it off. One of them is 20-year-old KARISHMA.
My hobbies are I like to dance. I'm interested in a bit of makeup, so time to time I do a few bit of makeup looks at my home.
Like KAIZAD, KARISHMA would also like to meet a Parsi in the future.
I would prefer to marry someone with my religion because we are raised in a similar setting. Our values are same. We pray to the same God.
Parsi women are highly educated and it's important to KARISHMA her partner is too.
Finding a good Parsi guy, it is very difficult because, well, the population is declining, and to find a good educated and well-to-do, financially stable Parsi guy, it is very difficult.
And marrying outside has consequences for women.
If a Parsi woman marries a non-Parsi guy, their child cannot be raised as a Parsi. So it has to be raised according to the religion of the guy. I think the Parsi community is declining mainly because of the restrictions on Parsi women.
This rule about children of Parsi women is controversial and has been challenged in India's courts, so far with limited success. Back at the picnic, it's something I want to talk about with the group, but first I'm going to send them some lighter questions to break the ice.
Yeah. Okay, so what's your favorite hobby?
Okay, my favorite hobby, dancing. I'm like a bathroom singer also sometimes.
Oh, what kind of songs do you sing in the bathroom? When you say bathroom singing?
Full Bollywood.
Full Bollywood?
Full Bollywood.
Next for... Okay. So what are the things or qualities that you're looking for in your partner?
The first is open-mindedness, that's for sure. You know, he has to be supportive of whatever I want to do. It has to be my decision if I want to bear children or not, and I don't want to be forced into it.
What
then,
else?
Tall.
Tall? How tall?
Little tall, not like not 6 feet or something like that.
So what about the character? What kind of character?
Strong personality. Like he knows what he wants. Like I like ambition. I like to see that if a person has ambition. I like to see that if a person wants something, he does it, and he's going forward for it. That's what I like.
They seem to be getting on okay, so I'll send a question to KARISHMA's friend Alicia now. For her, it's not essential her future partner is a Parsi, but they need to be loyal and open-minded.
Why do you think it is hard these days to find a Parsi partner?
If you do not know a lot of people in your community, obviously it's not easy for you to get a partner. And today the numbers are already so less. Right. And secondly, half the Parsis are either too old, they don't want to get married, already married. So I think Parsis are very picky, and thus the community is getting smaller day by day.
3 in 10 Parsis never marry and it's an aging population, but not all of them have given up on finding love. At 65, FIRDOS is the oldest bachelor on ZARIN's matchmaking list. He's been more successful at studying than at finding a partner.
Everybody started that you are done only BA. Then I started my MA. Then I started my LLB. Let me do doctorate. Then I did my MBA with IGNOU in banking and finance. I have been looking out for a girl since my birth. Because everybody, we are humans. It is not that we would like to live alone. All it is that it should be compatible. Our ideas should match. There should be understanding. I will not be moving out from India. My birth is India and I will die in India. Yeah, one or two girls, I was very close to them. But ultimately, they had another thinking because they did not want India. So they left for abroad.
But he isn't giving up hope of finding a wife and having children just yet.
I am still confident that I will have my baby. Age is only the number. I am still finding out. If anybody is there, you're welcome. You can contact me.
Getting married later in life means Zoroastrians in India don't tend to have big families. The birth rate is so low that the Indian government has stepped in, funding fertility treatment for couples under a scheme called Jeehoparsi or long-lived Parsi. A 5-hour drive from Mumbai is the city of Surat in Gujarat, where Raymond and Charmaine live with their 2 children. And usually for Parsis, they got married young but struggled to conceive.
PCOD हुआ था, उसमें मुझे प्रॉब्लम ये था कि पीरियड्स बराबर नहीं होता था और हमें बच्चा चाहिए था, वो आ नहीं रहा था, तो हमने करवाया वहाँ हॉस्पिटल में.
The treatment was unsuccessful and they couldn't afford to try again.
फिर हमें पता चला कि जियोपार्सी हमें मदद दे रहे हैं, तो हमने जियोपार्सी से मदद ली. फिर
2 साल तक ट्रीटमेंट किया, बाद में वो आया.
हाँ, पता नहीं ऐसे ही रोना आता था, बैठ के रोती थी, फिर वॉमिटिंग होता था बहुत. मैं अक्खी फूल गई थी, बलून जैसे हो गई थी. नहीं ऐसा हुआ था, बहुत वॉमिटिंग होती थी, ठीक नहीं लगता था, पर अच्छा था, पसंद था.
Jazil is 3 years old and he now has a baby brother Yazdan. They're among the almost 300 babies born through Jeehoparsi over the past 8 years. And in this neighborhood, it's not just Raymond and Charmaine who have taken advantage of this scheme.
इधर जियोपार्सी का स्कीम लगभग 7-8 फैमिली ने लिया हुआ है ये बिल्डिंग में, और बाजू की बिल्डिंग में भी हमारी 3 बिल्डिंग है, 1, 2, 3, उसके इसमें भी लिया हुआ है, उसमें भी 7-8 जन लोग रहते हैं.
And couples are encouraged to keep having children.
कभी करते हैं, हम फैमिली वाले मिलते हैं और फ्रेंड्स मिलते हैं, तब करते हैं कि आपको जियोपार्सी का फ़ोन आया था कि नहीं, अब दूसरा कब प्लानिंग करोगे, जियोपार्सी मदद कर रही है, तो ऐसे हम लोग बात करते हैं.
The Jeehoparsi scheme has helped over 200 couples to have children, but some say the initiative is flawed, in part because it's not open to all Parsi women. JEHANGIR runs a magazine aimed at India's Zoroastrians. He's written about the challenges of sustaining the religion.
Women who marry out can't avail of the Jeehoparsi funds for fertility treatment, assuming they can't have a child. A Parsi man who marries a non-Parsi can avail of that fund. So on the one hand, you're talking about increasing the population. On the other hand, you're putting a condition down that restricts the numbers.
The Jeehoparsi initiative says it provides funding for all those who can bear Parsi children. Under Indian law, women who have married out don't qualify. Back at the meetup, KARISHMA is also talking about the Jeehoparsi scheme.
And there's this Jeehoparsi thing that they have started.
Which is a very good thing.
It's a good thing, no doubt. But it's like career-centric women have to sacrifice their career just so that they can increase the population. That doesn't make sense to me. Yeah.
Do you think there's a lot of pressure on the women in the community?
Yes, a lot.
I know about it. You're right.
Well, technically it's about the population declining, so it comes on the women only because we are the one who's bearing the child. It's very difficult, especially being a woman.
It's not just birth rates that have an impact on the survival of Zoroastrianism in India. Death rates are also playing a part in the religion's decline.
There was that movie that came out about 4 weddings and a funeral, and then there was a joke over here that in Parsis it was 4 funerals and a wedding, which is really basically true. If you've got 841 people dying in a year, and you've got about 250 or 200 or so people marrying, you really have 4 funerals and 1 wedding.
Jehangir thinks easing restrictions on interfaith marriages and conversion will help the religion survive.
So maybe you find in the younger crowd a change of mindset.
It's a subject that's got a mixed response at the picnic.
See, I'm open to all religions anyway. So I'm not specifically looking for a Parsi guy, but if he's there, then that's like a bonus point.
Okay. I'm just doing my bit, trying my level best to get somebody within the community, protect the religion that you've been born with. I'm blessed to be a Zoroastrian, and I would definitely want to protect it. At least do my bit on this planet before I head back.
And Taranish, who's looking to date someone that's fun and loving, agrees.
Yeah, I would also definitely marry a Parsi. I have seen in many Parsi families, the mother is like, if I have a boy, the boy can marry anyone, even outside the community, because their children will be considered Parsi. But a woman has to marry a Parsi.
And they're not alone. For some Parsis, like community trustee and priest XERXES, calls to relax marriage rules and widen access to fire temples are too much of a departure from their core beliefs.
There is something unique about us, and we would like to keep that uniqueness. If we had married outside, then all this uniqueness would have been lost. So it's important that our kids understand that and make every effort to ensure that we keep this unique culture and religion going.
But Jehangir isn't so hopeful.
We are going to eventually cease to exist as a community. People say that abroad the religion will survive because it's more liberal, it's open. It's possible.
There are still Zoroastrian communities in Iran where the faith originated, and others are scattered around the globe. In North America, Parsi Zoroastrians say their numbers are increasing, in part because of more liberal rules about who can enter the fire temple. Dilnavaz lives in California but is originally from Mumbai, where her Parsi family hoped she would meet someone in the community.
My parents were actually trying to find a good Parsi boy for me. I'm sure they're lovely and they're out there, but at that point it was like a needle in a haystack.
But Dilnavaz met and fell in love with a man from a Hindu family.
What was your family's reaction when they found out?
Let's just say really dramatic. You could make a movie out of it. They were deeply unhappy, tried to stop it. And my parents, they didn't accept the marriage initially, and for a long time actually, for the first 8 years. I knew there would be extreme reactions. And I was prepared for those because you hear that all your life. You know, it's you go to a fire temple and you'll see a board outside that says, women married to non-Zoroastrians and their children are not welcome here, please do not come.
How did you feel when you went to the fire temple for the first time with your husband?
I remember the first time I went, I cried because that was unbelievable to me until then. Here I was, a woman married outside the community who had been told growing up that this would be the end of the road for her. And now suddenly I'm worshiping and my spouse is with me. And it was brilliant. We will be raising our son Zoroastrian. We're giving him that option, which I wouldn't have back home.
Back in Mumbai, the picnic is coming to an end. I want to find out how it's gone.
It was absolutely amazing. It was a great experience, something completely different.
And yeah, they're pretty jolly, I would say.
It's nice to add a few more Parsis to the friend circle list. That's something that I'm really happy about.
Hi Sodaba. Hi Sodaba. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We are amazing.
How did today go?
It was amazing. I loved it so much.
It's a great experience. Never gone through experience such something like this ever.
Amazing. And what did you think of KAIZAD?
Oh, he's nice. He's a bit talkative.
Yeah, he talks a lot. He talks a lot.
Yeah, he's very friendly also.
He's very friendly, yes, that's absolutely true.
The stuff about his music and all, it was pretty interesting. It was nice.
I'm really glad that you all had a good time. Bye to all of you.
Bye.
Bye.
Ensuring this ancient religion has a future in India will depend on the next generation. But is dating the answer?
My advice to the youngsters would be, don't think that arranged matches are not good.
Or relaxing restrictions around conversion and marriage.
The solution would be to let people who want to remain part of the community be a part of the community. You know, you don't kind of hack out the people who want to remain.
The one thing everyone can agree on is that the priority is to ensure the Zoroastrian faith in India lives on.
We have a unique legacy which is important to take forward. Whatever happens, the younger generation is smart, they'll figure out a way. Human race is tough and Parsis are tougher. So we will survive and we will prosper.
ZARIN has been hard at work sending her matchmaking emails. She's recently heard another happy couple has met through her list. That takes her total to 86. FIRDOS is still on the lookout for a Parsi wife and hasn't given up on his dream of having children. KARISHMA is focusing on her studies and dancing for now, but if a tall and ambitious guy turns up, she won't rule out dating. Alicia is on the lookout for a partner, and so is her friend Taranish. She told me her relationship status is single, ready to mingle. And KAIZAD, well, he's got an update for me.
So, well, the good news is that I have been speaking to someone since the past 1 month. And yes, I found her from ZARIN's list. Always wanted a Parsi, so I'm really, really happy about that.
Do you think she's the one?
Yes, I definitely think she's the one.
Really?
Yes, I definitely. Yeah, absolutely. So thanks to you, you're definitely invited to my wedding.